Well, what is up, y'all, and welcome back to Unscripted. I'm here hanging out in the studio tonight with the HGGs. The Homer Glen Gals. And leading the Homer Glen Gals are two incredible leaders, but also look who's here with us tonight. It's Elizabeth. Elizabeth Columbus. Is that correct? That's the right way to say it? Thank you. I've been practicing. Right. Hey, if this is your first time ever to a Parkview Students Experience, make sure you text first time to 65649. So excited that you guys are here hanging out with us tonight. And you know, we just had a great event, Fall Conference. How many people were at Fall Conference? Right? Burn the ships. The ships have been burnt. All right. And if you missed it, you can actually go to our Instagram stuttering tonight, at Parkview Stuman on Instagram, and you can check out a recap video there, as well as find out all about Parkview students there. But normally, speaking of Instagram, normally we would spin the wheel, right, to find out who you guys are hanging out with tomorrow. But Darren's not here tonight. All right. He's on vacation. So I thought to myself, that means I can do whatever I want. And I thought, I feel like it's been a while since we've hung out, and it's always Matt Willard, it seems like, who the wheel lands on. So I was like, you know what? I'm doing Instagram takeover. We're not spinning the wheel. All right. So you can hang out with me tomorrow at Parkview Stuman on Instagram. Jump in, ask a question, just hang out. It's going to be really fun. But let's get to tonight's show, right? All season long, we have been celebrating the new hashtag World's Greatest Drink, root beer floats, which means we have Team Ice Cream, right? Or we have Team Root Beer. Right. Now, as you can see, our scores, right? Team Root Beer is winning by 100 points on Team Ice Cream, but they'll have a chance to come back tonight, and Team Ice Cream might even take the lead, because we are going to be playing for 150 points, a game called Nailed It, where two contestants are going to decorate their team's logo on a cake, and my panel of judges behind me are going to say who won the game. Does that sound good? Thank you, Lizzie. The rest of you, I need a little more energy, please. All right. Thank you. Okay. So we have two contestants, so come on down, two contestants. All right. All right. So we have your name.
Sid.
Sid. It's so funny. Okay. Favorite color?
Gold.
Very trendy. And your name?
Taryn.
Taryn, and your favorite drink besides root beer floats?
Sprite.
Sprite. Somebody's phone was on. It was mine. All right. This is real. This is live. I'm just trying to be authentic. I'm trying to make everybody feel comfortable. If you're in a small group tonight, make sure you silence your phones. Don't be me. All right. So with that being said, what's going to happen is you are going to decorate, Taryn, the best logo that you can come up with for Team Root Beer on this beautiful sheet cake. Okay? And Sid, you are going to decorate your team's logo, Team Ice Cream, on this sheet cake. Now, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to give you 2 minutes, maybe 2.5, maybe a minute and a half. Depends on how I'm feeling. All right? You're able to use all of these things. Now, here's the thing. We love Jesus, which means you need to learn how to be kind and patient. So you're going to have to share some of these things, so make sure you play nice with each other, please. Okay?
We'll try.
Yeah, you sure? Are you guys ready? Should we count down from 3? Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Go! All right. So we got 2 minutes on the clock. You guys got your mic on? You ready? All right, let's start over here.
All right.
Judge number 1. Judge number 1. Judge number 1, okay? So, judge number 1, your name?
Penelope.
Penelope, what is your favorite food?
Pizza.
Pizza. Great.
Pizza's
Good.
amazing.
Judge number 2.
Savannah. My name's Savannah.
Savannah. My name is Savannah.
Yes.
Savannah, Georgia. No?
Yeah.
Great. Savannah, your favorite sports team?
I'm gonna go with the USA volleyball team.
USA volleyball team.
Yeah.
Go Ducks, right? All right, and finally, your
Grace.
name, Grace.
Yep.
Grace did mention earlier she is a Chicago Bears fan.
Yes. Yes.
Go Bears.
Yep.
The Bears. Okay, so Grace, your favorite Halloween candy?
Probably Sour Patch or Gummy Bears.
Sour Patch or Gummy Bears. All right, so we have a minute left. So you guys want to come on down and take a look for the last minute? Great. All right, so we got some people making some great things. Sid is up to something very interesting. And Taryn is working on something.
Interesting.
Maybe you guys remember I am actually very artistic. I did a Bob Ross painting once. That was great. Taryn, that's incredible what you got going on over there. Sid, if you wanted the chocolate,
It looks
it's
amazing,
gone.
everybody.
All right. We got 15 seconds on the clock. And we got 10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
2, 1. All right, done.
done.
Everybody done.
We're done.
That's all right. Okay, so judges, you want to come down and take a look? Well, the judges are coming down to take a look. I'm going to ask each of our contestants to tell us a little bit about what they've created. So, Taryn, we're going to start with you because you used a lot on this. There's a lot going on here. All right, and I love that. You went all out. You had 2 minutes, and you're like, it's not about what it looks like. It's about the quantity of things that's on the cake. And I love dessert like that, by the way. The more, the merrier. So, Taryn, tell us a little bit about what you made here.
Chocolate.
Yeah, okay.
Gotta include the lettering.
Yeah, nice. Can you tell us a little bit about what the M&Ms signify? She's speechless, folks. Judges, let's move over here to Team Ice Cream because
All right.
Taryn is having an emotional breakdown. She's so in awe of what she created. I love that. You should be proud of that. It's almost like a second grader did it. It's amazing. All right, let's move over here to Sid. Sid, tell me a little bit about this.
Okay, so I did 2 scoops of ice cream because 3 is too much and 1's too little. So I did that, and then the M&Ms are supposed to represent some sprinkles. And then I tried adding some sprinkles, but they wouldn't come out. And I added cherry on top because that's the best way to have it. And the brown wasn't working, so I had to make a blue cone.
That's a lot of info. Like I said to
job.
Taryn, they both look like second graders came in here and they look amazing. Okay? And I mean that in a nice way. I really do. I know it sounds mean, but I think second graders are very artistic. Sometimes they can do more than we can do, and I think that's exactly what happened here tonight. All right, so judges, you're going back. You're going to deliberate a little bit. Yeah, let's give them a round of applause again, right? Great. You guys did great. You did great. Incredible. Yeah, fellow second graders. Yeah, it was your fault. All right, so judges, can one of you please tell me a little bit about what you thought about Team Root Beer's cake tonight?
I mean, it looks good.
It looks good. You mean like it looks good or like it
like
looks
I
like it's
wanna
going to
eat
taste good? Yes, agreed. Agreed.
mean,
And I think that's a big part of a cake, right? I mean, does it look good? Like, is it going to taste good? We want cake to taste good, correct? Yeah. So it sounds like you're saying that it looks pretty good.
Sure.
Sure. Okay. Sure. Okay. Our judges are speechless, just like you were, Taryn. I love it. All right. Can our judge number 3, Grace? Great Grace. Great Grace. I love that. All right. Great Grace. Can you tell us a little bit about what you guys thought about Sid's team ice cream cake here that I can't even really depict what it is? Tell me a little bit about it.
It's decorative. It's very decorative.
Very decorative.
It's like a lot of sprinkles
Yeah.
on vanilla ice cream.
Nice. Okay. So, Grace, I need you to tell me one more thing really quick. Do you feel like, you personally, do you prefer a cake with a lot of things going on or just a few things going on?
A lot of things.
Oh, Taryn, that might be good for you. Sid. This is more like a Weight Watchers cake. And this is more like not that. Right? Which is good. It's great. It's good. All right, so judge number 2.
Yeah.
Make sure you bring the mic up because I know you're getting
Yeah.
ready to tell us what's going on. All right? Okay, so judge number 2, I need a drum roll, please. judge number 2, after deliberating with your fellow judges, Penelope and Grace,
We need to deliberate.
who's winning tonight? What's going on?
All right.
Wow. Folks, as they're deliberating, I want you to know a lot going on, not as much going on. I can kind of tell what's going on, not really sure what's going on. Both great, both incredible.
We've made our decision.
That's very kind. You made your decision?
Yes.
Okay, and the decision is?
Team Root Beer won.
Team Root Beer! Taryn!
The reason being.
Sid, thanks for playing. Go ahead and find a seat.
The reason being.
Go ahead and find a seat. Yeah. Please tell us why you picked Team Root Beer.
The reason Team Root Beer won is because there's a lot of icing and there's a lot of flavor.
Yes.
Just you need all that icing to taste.
How
make it
long
taste
have you
good.
been a chef?
My whole life.
Your whole life. I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. All right, so Team Root Beer continues to take the lead from Team Ice Cream. It's amazing. It's incredible. I do think Team Root Beer is kind of like the foundation of a hashtag World's Greatest Drink, right? Okay, so with that being said, I do want to do a couple more things before we kick it to tonight's show. I want to jump into the chat and see who's hanging out with us tonight. All right, Nick Clayson. Nick, you should be working. Maybe you are. Carly DeMarco is in there hanging out. Amber was in there somehow. She's running camera for us. But thanks so much for jumping into the chat. And don't forget, every Wednesday following this show, we go to Twitch and we stream at twitch.tv/ParkviewStuman. Now tonight, Isaac and myself are going to be playing a little Madden against each other because Isaac is still convinced that he's better than me. But just keep in mind, I am up 2-1. So obviously we know who's better. Thank you so much. What's your name? Brienne. Favorite student at Parkview. Okay, so with that being said, we got one more thing to tell you guys before we kick it to tonight's show. Don't forget to
Live, laugh, and love people!
Man, so excited to work with you guys. This is a new song, so when you catch on, sing it with us. You can have my yes with no exception. I'm laying down my right to second guessing. You can have my yes. I'm giving you my fear of never knowing whatever's coming next. I know you've got me. You can have my yes. You're the lamp, you're the light, you're the cloud that guides me. You're the way, you're the truth, you're the life inside me. You've conquered my fear, so I leave it all behind. 'Cause I'm running to the light. I'm giving you my dreams and my ambitions. Your presence is my prize. In my provision, I'll answer when you ask. Oh, who could come against if you are for me? 'Cause even in the fire, I know you've got me. I'm giving you my yes again, Lord. You're the lamp, you're the light, you're the cloud that guides me. You're the way, you're the truth, you're the life inside me. You conquered my fears, so I leave it all behind. I'm running to the light. Oh, wherever you are, wherever you want to go, I'll follow you. Oh, wherever you are, wherever you want to go, I'll follow you. Oh, wherever you are, wherever you want to go, I'll follow you. Come on, let's let that be our prayer today. Let's sing that again. Come on. Oh, wherever you are, wherever you want to go, I'll follow you. Oh, wherever you are, wherever you want to go, I'll follow you. Oh, wherever you are, wherever you want to go, I'll follow you. 'Cause I'll follow you. You're the lamp, you're the light, you're the cloud that guides me. Yeah.
What's the last thing you were really excited to share with someone? Maybe you're like my wife, you're a big reader and you read a really good book and you cannot wait to talk about it with people that you hang out with. Maybe you're a huge movie fan like me and you see a new movie that just came out, or like a deep dive on one of your favorite streaming services, and you can't wait to tell people you have to check this out because you love it. For me, that usually happens with food. So I love visiting restaurants that are new to me. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of chain restaurants too. I mean, I frequent McDonald's way more than I would like to admit. But my absolute favorite times to get food are when I'm trying a new place that someone suggested for me, or I'm trying to discover something new on my own. Probably the best example of this is this place called Burger Rebellion. I first heard of Burger Rebellion on social media, like props to their social media team for that, when one of my friends posted a picture of one of their milkshakes and commented, and when I saw this picture pop up on my feed, I thought, all right, this is the very next place that I'm eating. I mean, look at this. And then just listen to the description of some of these menu items. This shake is called Wake Me Up Before You Cocoa. It's a chocolate cake shake topped with a homemade slice of chocolate cake, chocolate swirl, frosted fudge cake, chocolate Pocky, chocolate brownie bites, double chocolate waffle, and chocolate drizzle. Whew, my mouth is watering. This next one is a peanut butter milkshake with a baseball bat. Peanut butter milkshake topped with a brownie and chocolate swirl, Reese's peanut butter cups, Reese's Chips Ahoy, peanut butter Snickers, a whatchamacallit bar, and a chocolate drizzle. Gotta throw in that chocolate drizzle. This last one is the Thorio Oreo and Sin. I always flub it. I can't pronounce it the right way. But this is an Oreo milkshake topped with Oreo cake, a vanilla and chocolate swirl, Oreo ice cream sandwich, white fudge covered Oreos, mini Oreos, and a chocolate drizzle. See, they always throw in the chocolate drizzle. Don't those all sound amazing? These shakes are so big at Burger Rebellion that they come with a side plate so that you can take all the toppings off the top and eat them separately with a fork and a spoon. And those are just the shakes. This place also has great burgers, fancy macaroni and cheese options, all kinds of good stuff. So again, I'm gonna ask, what was the last thing you were excited to share with someone? Because maybe as I'm talking about Burger Rebellion, you're looking it up on your phone and you're actively sharing it with someone right now saying, we have to check this place out. Look, these past few weeks we've been talking about habits. When we make certain things a habit in our lives, it makes it easier for us to connect with God and it helps us get to know Him better. Now, as much as I wish milkshakes were a spiritual discipline or a habit, like we've been talking about, I have to be honest with you, the Bible does not teach that. But it does teach that we should talk about God with others. So here's a tough question. Why do we think that it is so hard to talk about God when it's easy for us to talk about restaurant recommendations or movies or books? No, I mean, really, I should say when we talk about God with our friends or family or at school or at work, like when I challenge you to do that, it usually comes with some feelings of hesitation to that challenge. And we hesitate because we think, well, what if people don't believe in the things that I believe in? Or worse, what if what I say about God offends somebody? Or we can start to overanalyze hypothetical situations in our mind and we say, if I start talking about God or what God means to me in my life, and they ask follow-up questions, maybe about the Bible or about church or whatever, I mean, what if I don't know the answers? Look, we call that paralysis by analysis. When we get so in our heads about what might happen or what someone might say that we end up not doing or saying anything at all. But talking about your faith shouldn't feel scary or overwhelming. When we get stuck in that mindset, we set ourselves up to fail, and that's not what God wants for us. In 1 Peter 3, the Bible challenges us to always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have. If you've ever heard of Peter before, you may remember that he was one of Jesus' closest followers. And what I love so much about that verse is not just what it says, but who is actually saying it. See, Peter didn't always get things right. In fact, he was not the guy who always had all the right answers or always said the right thing at the right time. In fact, most of the time he was the exact opposite. So I'm sure you guys have a friend like this who tends to ask dumb questions. I mean, bless their heart. Or they miss obvious details about things when you're hanging out together. Maybe like they're always the last to know about the gossip. Like they say like, oh, she's dating him? And you're like, yeah, man, we all already knew that. Where have you been? That was Peter. One of Peter's most famous failures was when Jesus was on trial. He was about to be sentenced to die, and Peter was watching the trial take place, but he was scared for his own life, as a lot of Jesus' followers were at that time. So when people asked Peter if he knew Jesus, he just said no. But not just like a normal no, like I just said it, but like an emphatic no. So like if someone asks you if you have a crush on someone and you deny it hard, but the truth is you actually do like them. And then turn that denial up by like 1,000,000. Peter did not want in that moment to talk about Jesus or even be associated with Jesus. And then fast forward through his story. So Peter denies Jesus in this moment. He really lets himself down. He lets Jesus down. And he's filled with a lot of guilt and regret. Jesus is crucified and buried, and Peter probably thinks that that's the end of his story. But spoiler alert, Jesus comes back. I don't know if you knew that or not. One of the first things Jesus makes a point to do then is to visit with Peter and to tell him that he is forgiven. And in that moment, Jesus' relationship with Peter is restored, Peter's hope is restored, and he goes on to plant a bunch of churches and help lead a lot of people to Jesus. I mean, just read the book of Acts. You can read the whole thing. And then Peter writes this letter, 1 Peter, to a church that he's had a huge part in helping. In the book of 1 Peter, there are all kinds of moments of encouragement and instruction. It's packed with a lot of great stuff. And then smack dab in the middle of chapter 3 is this challenge for us to be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give a reason for the hope that you have. Peter is challenging us to practice talking about God. He wants us to make a habit out of it. Let's say you have a friend, a classmate, a teammate, a bandmate who asks you for the reason that you believe what you believe. Peter is basically saying in this verse to be ready to talk about it in that moment. Now, before you break into sweats, let's clear some things up. I mean, when Peter says, always be prepared to give an answer to everyone, he's not saying that you have to be a preacher or to understand 100% of the Bible or to be able to explain really difficult topics about religion or anything else. None of those are the point of what Peter is saying. Instead, he tells us what we should be prepared to give an answer about, and that is for the hope that you have. So Peter is referring to what he did in situations where people were questioning his reasons for following Jesus. He shared his story and his understanding of Jesus. He didn't ask people to become experts, preachers, or public speakers. He told them what he's telling you and me right here. Just be you. Share the hope that you have. Share your experiences with God with others. And hopefully that helps you relax, because honestly, you and I have a lot of practice talking to other people about our experiences. I mean, think back to what I just shared about all that Burger Rebellion stuff. I've taken multiple people to Burger Rebellion. I mean, friends, coworkers, family. I've shared these shakes with people. I've showed pictures of these shakes with people. And people have gone to check this restaurant out because of what I've shared with them. But I've never felt nervous or scared or hesitant to talk about them about a milkshake or a restaurant because I was excited about it. And I think that's what we miss sometimes when it comes to talking about God with others. We get so worried about saying or doing the right thing that we overlook or lose focus on the exciting and amazing things that He has done for us in our lives. And if I could encourage you with finding a place to start when it comes to talking about God with other people, I would just say start there. What have you discovered about God that has changed you? People can argue about a lot of things, but they cannot argue about your personal experience. Those memories, those moments of hope, and the times of excitement that you share can spark a conversation with someone that could potentially change their life as well as it's changed yours. So don't get stuck in paralysis by analysis. Share your reason for the hope that you have. I mean, think about the things that you love to talk about. Chances are that you talk about those things because you're passionate about them. But also in the process of talking about them, you become even more passionate about them. So whether it's fashion or your favorite music artist or your favorite team or video game or hobby or the person you're dating or whatever it is, you aren't trying to talk about them. It's just a natural habit that you've formed. And in the process of talking about it, you care about it more. You don't have to know everything about it as you talk about it, but you care. So you just start talking. And the same is true in your relationship with God. As you talk about Him more, you'll discover that you get to know Him better. So how can we do this? Here's some practical steps. First, speak up in your small group. Small group is a great opportunity to talk about your faith. And as you share, you never know when someone else will be able to relate to what you're saying. And in that way, your sharing can actually help other people grow. And your faith will grow as well as you vocalize what you believe. Second, think about your story. Think about why you believe what you believe or why you don't believe. Think about your personal experience on your faith journey. Maybe write it out, type it out, or like we've said, just say it out loud. And keep this in mind, your story doesn't just have to be about things that have affected you. It can also be about the things that have affected people around you. So if your mom is a single mom and she says, the only way I survived is because God helped or whatever, that's part of your faith story because she's your mom. The people who are around you are a key part of your story, so feel free to write down the ways that God has impacted their lives as well as yours. And then third, fill in the blanks. If you don't know where to start, try this simple formula. I was blank, but God blank, and now blank. Let me explain that. Think about what was happening in your life before you invited God to be part of your daily choices. It could sound like I was tempted to lie about my actions, or I was insecure about my appearance. And then think about what God did for you and fill in the blank. But God, and it could sound like this, but God made promises that allowed my true self to be who He designed me to be. And then fill in and now with something like, and now I live with more confidence. You don't have to share your experience like everything worked out perfectly. Just tell your story with all its twists and turns without making or feeling pressure to make it sound happy or perfect. So as you make a habit to talk about the reason why you believe what you believe, imagine if it not only stretched your faith, but also the faith of the people around you. And whether you're talking to people who believe what you believe or who disagree with you, talking about God will help you get to know Him better. So as you share, as you hear others share, and as you make a habit of doing both, you're going to find yourself knowing God better. And remember, you don't have to know everything to share something.